calling Kitty. Here's Kitty.
Hiya! Oh, how are we doing, gang? Are we all right? Oh, looking gorgeous, feeling gorgeous. How are we doing? Are we all right? Are we enjoying the summer? I hope everybody is enjoying their Wench summer. Now, that's my version of the brat summer. Okay. Whatever Charlie XEX does, Kitty Cassis has done before. So this is what we're doing. We're doing the Wench summer. And that is where a woman of a certain age, you are invited to loosen your brassiere straps, cut out the underwire and just let loose. All right. That's what I'm saying. Don't wait till 4 or 5 o'clock. Normally we just come in, don't we? And we get rid of that hook and eye. I can strongly advise you to carry a travel-sized tub of Johnson's baby powder with you because the chaffing can get right on your tits, cock. Believe me. All right. How are we doing? I've got my beverage here. I'm just going to take a quick sip. Oh, that's good. That's refreshing. That is thirst quenching. I've got a Pepto-Bismol and a Barocca, and that has just been dissolved in a lovely Tanqueray gin today. That's what we're doing. We're day drinking. That's what we're doing. Welcome to Calling Kitty. This is a podcast. It's an audio podcast with a visual element. If you've never been before, then welcome, treasures. I hope that you enjoy being in this virtual space just for a few breaths. All right. Click the link in the show notes to experience me visually in all of my glory. All right. Can you see me here? I've just gone for this very natural look today. I'm back in our Dave's shed. I've got the leopard print backdrop. I've got soft contouring, just a nude palette. And I call this look Belly Bear. No, you're having a breakdown. Not me. No, that's you. That's your stuff, that is. I have started working this week. I've picked up some extra hours. I'm covering a maternity leave at the Undertakers. That's Bandit Brothers Funeral Directors. Bob Bandit, he's a good friend of mine. And he said to me, Kitty, we need a bit of help. So I'm there. And, one thing is for sure, the clients, as we like to call them, no longer with us, obviously, but they are blank canvases for me to really just express myself. Do you know what I mean? On a creative level. So I'm doing hair, makeup, I'm doing semi-permanent tattooing because I think when you go on to the other side, I mean, me and Mystic Meg, we talk about it all the time. I have a bit of a dial in with her. I tune in to me other aromas. And she said to me, you need to keep up appearances even on the other side, Kitty. And I thought, I get that. So, there's lots of people who, they've shuffled off this mortal coil. And if you're in the Charlie area, and you are being dealt with by Bandit Brothers Funeral Directors on Withenshaw Road, you can guarantee that your loved ones will be in my safe hands. All right. So I'm doing microdermabrasions. I do a lovely sort of peel, and that actually works very well on a corpse. No other way to say it, treasures. So if you want to go into that next life with a bit of glamour, a bit of status, that's what I'm providing there. And it's great. I'm loving it. They've got a good health plan. They've got a good insurance and there's parking right outside. So I am absolutely, I'm loving it in there. And, I've been trying out some, new colors, because I mean, the great thing is you're not going to get any pushback. All right. We've had a bit of feedback, when the loved ones do, meet the clients again. A lot of it has been very positive, treasures. All right. Okay. There've been a few miffed faces. I'm not going to lie. Grief can do that to people. But what I say is, while you're grieving, I can take care of the aesthetics. So I mean, obviously we do Botox and filler as a matter of course. Bandit Brothers does offer that. But I'm even doing some cosmetic tinkering. So it's great, and this is the thing, glamour is important at every stage of life and death. All right, that's what I'm thinking of doing is rolling out my services so that I can actually get everybody ready for the funeral. People who are coming to the funeral. I mean, I did most of the guests for Lady Di's funeral. Not a lot of people know that. Okay, and do you think I got a crumb of recognition for that? No, I didn't. Okay, but I don't bang on about that. I'm not bitter about it. I'm not salty about it. I know what I've done, and I know where I've been, and I know where I've touched people. Okay, and I can take that to my grave. Christ, can you imagine what I'll look like on my deathbed? I cannot wait to see that. I've left very, very detailed instructions, and mostly that is for the work experience girl, because let's face it, I've got a few years left in me yet, cock. All right. So yeah, let me know what you've been up to. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what's going on in your life. You can get in touch with me. HIYAITSMEKITTY. That seemed to go on for a bit longer than it normally does. Let me just check that. Hiya, it's me, Kitty, on all the platforms. HIYAITSMEKITTY. And I do suggest that you get in touch with me. Have a look at all of the podcast episodes that we've done so far. The YouTube is like a garden that needs tending. All right, treasures. And if you go to my YouTube, do a little thumbs up. The link is in the bio there. I put it in every week. I put it in the show notes every week. And you can get in touch with me. You can tell me what's been going on in your lives. You can tell me let me know if you've got any recipe ideas. Let me know if you need any advice, if you've got any dilemmas. Lots of people get in touch every week, but I just want stuff from the gorgeous people. All right. I cannot be even in the same virtual space as ugly people. I can't, honestly. It will offend me eardrums and me eye lobes to be doing that. So get in touch with me if you want to interact in any way. Subscribe and rate and share and do all those things. We're doing it, treasures. I record this episode and as you're listening to this, or as I'm recording it, I've got Edinburgh in my sights. So if you're heading up to Edinburgh, come and see me up there. I've got bloody loads of shows. I need to start banging the drum about that. I mean, I did put it on an index card and put it on the corkboard at the Chorley newsagents, but I just don't know if that's my catchment area. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if that is the most effective use of my marketing budget. All right. I just don't know how many people who are going to, return their vintage packages at the Chorley newsagents and post office are really going to be going up to Edinburgh. All right. So if you do know people that are up there, or if indeed you're going up there yourself, come and see me. I'm doing the PBH Free Fringe. Proud supporter of the Free Fringe, me. And there's loads of brilliant. I mean, Edinburgh's brilliant. If you've never been up, get your asses up there. I've got a futon. You can stay on my futon. Absolutely no problem at all. All right. And if not, there's benches everywhere. You could stay on there. I mean, I think even the fine that you would get for sleeping on a bench would be less than the accommodation costs in Edinburgh. So it is just, you've got to weigh all that up, haven't you, treasures? All right. Now, let me see. I've got I get my feelings. Those of you that listen every week, I do get feelings about people trying to get in touch with me. And it feels like somebody has actually. Look at that. Why?
Greetings, good vibes, dear Kitty.
Oh,
Serena Boudadar here.
Serena.
Speaking from the train. We're winding our way into the great Londinium. Oh, I'm fizzing with excitement every mile passes. Oh, what great adventures lie ahead on this glorious day. I need to escape, you see. I've fallen out of love with my town.
Oh,
Not my people there, not my tribe.
oh, I'm sorry
I
to
wouldn't
hear
for a
that, Treasure.
heartbeat. I just visited Cece, my godmother. She's 92. Looks amazing. She sparkles with joy and sparkles with diamonds. She has a 7-bedroom gated gaff, 5 bathrooms, load of land. Tom from Hodgkin Mill and Bright reckons it's worth at least 6 mil. But that was last year. I had to tell Cece he was from Home and Gardens. Very naughty. Oh, and I'm married. I dislike Nigel, my husband, more with every passing day.
Oh, I know how you
Keen on
feel,
his
Cut.
dreadful son, Andre. He was 6 when we married. That was 23 years ago. It was just about bearable then, but he's turned into a big oaf like his father. Nigel is a cumbersome, spoiled, gout-ridden, entitled buffoon. But his
Oh,
late
bloody
father's a
hell.
big mover in oil, so his millions make him tolerable. Oh, just pulling into Waterloo. Oh, there's Gustav. I'd quite forgotten why I rang you. Oh, yes. I'm going to kill one of them. Nigel or Cece. Well, I'm not, as if. No, I would leave that to Gustav. Long story, but we met years ago in rehab. He's a bit of a magician. Can make people disappear.
Bloody hell.
So I was wondering, this is the question. Claridge's or rules for lunch?
Wow. Okay, there's quite a lot to unpack there, isn't there? Calling Kitty listeners. I mean, I love an Agatha Christie mystery as much as the next person. So that was Serena. Sounded like she was on the train into London from wherever she lives. It feels like she's got murder on her mind. Did anybody else pick that up? I mean, I feel like this could actually be used in a court of law. This, exhibit B or C. I mean, it's a good job that there's just 23 of you listening to this and downloading these episodes because, this could be a true crime podcast, couldn't it? We could actually go viral with this. So it sounds like Serena, who is married to Nigel, sounds like a loveless marriage, doesn't it? Did anyone else get that? And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. And obviously, she's staying with Nigel because he's got the millions. It sounds like they're in oil. I mean, obviously, with me and our Dave, there's not much in it for me apart from the ferrets. I think that he is, he races ferrets. Some of you might know that. That's my backstory. There could be money in that. Apparently, they're talking about in the Olympics for 2030. They're talking about that ferret racing being one of the big ticket numbers. So that's what I'm hanging in for. But the plot thickens with this Gustav character. Now, if that is the Gustav that I'm thinking of, and he is a bit of a magician, one thing is for sure, Serena, it won't lead back to you, Treasure, because Gustav, he's got a way, like you say, of making things disappear, making people disappear, and he uses the VPN, and that means you can't track his internet connection number and all stuff like that. He's done a few little jobs for me. I had a few mattresses that I needed burning, but obviously you're not allowed to flight it. You're not allowed to get rid of them. He was brilliant. He just came in a transit, loaded them up, picked them up, off he went. But I feel like we're in slightly different class systems, you and I, Serena. And also there was Cece. Now I'm not sure if that was your mother or your mother-in-law, but it sounds like she could be the one to bump off, actually. I don't want to put ideas in your head. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Do you know what I'm saying, Kyok? But if she's covered in diamonds, could that be, I don't know, could that be less messy? More of an accidental death. I'm just spitballing here, and it sounds like, the main reason for your call was where you should go for lunch, but I feel like there's so many other things that I need to read between the lines. Do you know what I'm saying? That's that, I would always go Claridge's. I used to actually run a dog walking service out of Claridge's. I know it was a long time ago. You wouldn't even think it. We had Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton's poodle. which they called Jean Jar. So make of that what you will. And we used to walk Jean Jar around that block. And the attempted kidnapping for Jar Jar, that kept me on my toes. It really did. But Claridge's, that was my place of work for a long time. So I would say definitely go get the risotto. The risotto is gorgeous. They do a great risotto there, and enjoy that. And all I would say is, when I was hanging around London a lot, you didn't have CCTV on every corner. All right. And if you did, you could just put a bit of hubba bubba. You could climb up on a ladder and just cover up the lens. You can't do that now. It's surveillance city, London. So you just got to be careful. And so that's why I would say maybe employ some disguises. Now you've got Gustav there. It sounds like you're probably not a stranger to a headscarf and a pair of glasses, maybe a wig, maybe a false nose. And I think that's how you're going to be able to cover up your tracks quite nicely. And the thing is, Serena, I would also say, just remember who your friends are when all this goes down. All right. Because it's me who's here listening to you. It's me who's here giving you the time of day. And as you know, from all of my stories that I've told you, I don't need big, big gestures, a public declaration that I'm one of your nearest and dearest. You can just send me a little check. All right. And I'll quite happily go back into the shadows. In fact, I'm looking now at some of my records, and I think Cece, she came for some of my early work that I used to do. It was very early experimental Botox and fillers that I used to do. And we would literally just use a mixture of egg white, spam, and it was just flash bleach, to be honest. And we would mix that into a pestle and mortar. And if it's the same CC I'm thinking of, and I think it is, because I think she did have a son called Nigel in the end. We did a lot of very, very early sort of pioneering experimental beauty treatments on her. So definitely drop me name, mention me. I'm sure I'll be able to kind of like smooth the waves of whatever it is, any troubles that you get into. But you sounded confident, Serena, even though you sound a bit fed up with life. You sounded like a woman on a mission who knows what they were going to do. And I think we can all take a lesson from that, can't we? Just whatever you've got going on in your life, if people are really doing your head in, obviously you don't have to kill them. That is quite extreme. Let me just take a sip of my beverage. You don't have to fully kill them. You could just injure them. But it's always good to have a bit of a plan. All right. That's what I say. Have a bit of a plan, have a bit of a mission. And that's how easy it is to get in touch with calling Kitty. All right. That's what Serena did. She just got in touch, left a little voice note. And I can certainly, if she wants to call in and discuss that with me, I can certainly have a look at that. I mean, the great thing about these episodes is that they are buried deep, deep, deep within a Google search results page. And so if you've got a detective who is maybe trying to put the pieces together of, if we've got any dead bodies, I mean, I'm not sure when she left this voice note, to be honest. The deed could have already been done, but you won't find any evidence. So it's a great place to hide evidence, this podcast. That's one thing that we can all learn from that. If you've got any confessions that you want to make, get in touch. All right. This can be a safe space. It is a safe space. It's a community space where we can, share, and we can rant, and we can confess. Confess our sins, confess our wrongdoings, but also just confess how we really feel about things. All right. I hope that things are all right with you, Serena. I hope that you've not been convicted. I've not heard anything on the news, but then again, I wouldn't get it up here in Charlie. You might just be another millionairess, miserable wife that is just, living out a rest of her days at Her Majesty's pleasure. But you meet some interesting people in prison. I know I did. But Godspeed, and have a good day, Serena, wherever you are, wherever you're listening to this. That's how easy it is to get in touch with me, treasures. I hope that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, it's just a little pipette's worth of audio entertainment dropping into your life. And that's what we do here, small doses. That's how I am tolerable. That's the only way that I am tolerable. All right. And I hope you've enjoyed it, and get in touch with me if you ever want to. You know where I am. I'm trying not to sound too desperate, Cock. Whatever you're doing, make sure you wear sunscreen, but not too much of it. Get a bit of vitamin D, but not too much. It's all about balance. Life is all about balance, isn't it? That's what we've learned today. Listen, from the bottom of my colonic to the very tips of my acrylics, I've been Kitty Cassis. This has been Calling Kitty. You lot have been gorgeous.
Like, follow, subscribe, sign your life savings over to Calling Kitty. Available on all the podcast platforms.